Okay.
Oh.
You look.
What? Make fun of my outfit now.
No,
Just
you look
get
hot.
it out of the way.
I told you, like, you're starting to dress like the women that.
Wait. Think about the words that are about to come out of your mouth.
And Rick and Timmy know exactly what I'm talking about. When I was in my early 20s, partying at the clubs or at a bar, a group of women.
I feel like we're already off
dressed
to a bad
like
start.
you.
Okay.
Would come in, and all I could think about was like, look at these rich, snobby bitches. You know what I'm talking about, Rick? Do you remember like, oh my God, look at these women, these middle-aged women walking in here with fucking money on mommy night out with their fucking attitudes, but I still want to bone them. That's that. Did I nail it, Timmy?
I don't know. That's like a backhanded compliment. Thank you. I'll take it.
You look beautiful as always. You always look beautiful.
Thank you.
Is that a rental? Is that a keeper?
It's a keeper. It's a Target keeper.
I like that there's only one zipper.
Target.
That's all I need is one zipper.
Oh, well, you got to untie it.
Yep, untie it.
In that case, I'll double knot it.
Rick didn't answer me. Do you remember like being at the bar and those women would come in?
Pleading the fifth.
Oh, come on. Timmy said yes, he does.
Yeah, the answer is yes, but...
But yes, that's the other day she came home.
The unapproachable bitches?
Oh, I tried. Oh, believe me, I went over there and tried, and they'd give me like...
Just so you know, even in my 20s, I was still the unapproachable bitch.
They'd look at me like, these women would look at me like, listen, boy, my husband's rich. Like, shoe fly. Anyway, well, I'm glad to hear Rick's voice is back. Did you take my advice and get an IV, Rick?
I did not, though I did look into it.
Because we got hit up. People were like, how do you do that? How does it work? There are some places that will come to your house. And then if you just look up, you don't need a prescription per se.
No, you're just going.
Yeah, somebody asked me, they're like, oh, do I need a prescription? Like, how does it work?
Yeah.
No, you just go in, you fill out a waiver saying that if you die because of it, that they're not liable.
It's not on them.
And you get them. But
you know what? Even now, those minor ER places will give you a B12 shot.
Yeah, but a shot. I'm talking about like, and there's a lot of these IV places that are popping up now because they're becoming very popular, and I swear by them. I truly swear by them. But I did notice last week I did a lot of the talking.
You did?
I did. So
I don't remember, but you had like things to say.
I always have things to say.
I know. I
always have something to say.
I know you always have things to say, but like you were like telling stories. You were in a thing, and I didn't want to interrupt.
I know. I mean, I think we did good. I mean, people weren't complaining.
They just said you talked too much. Is that what you said?
No. People didn't even say that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I noticed from listening to a few minutes of the podcast that I did
Last
a lot
week
of the
was
talking,
very
and it didn't
heavy.
help because Rick has become a big part of the show, and Rick usually has some great like comments or questions, and he was a big puss last week.
So we'll blame it on Rick.
He was sick. He didn't have any questions, so we'll definitely blame it on Ricardo.
Yeah.
We together again because of our very generous friends. We all went as a family to Huntsville.
We took another
Alabama.
field trip.
Dude, Rick, I don't know. Garrett's really into and was really into space. This museum was phenomenal.
It's huge. The exhibits are all working. Like, a lot of times you go to a museum and like the exhibits seem a little dated or they're broken and not all the buttons are working quite right. Like this museum was huge and it was awesome. It
was really awesome. And it had a lot of real astronaut rockets, ships.
It's a U.S. Space and Rocket Museum is what it's called, right?
The famous, yes. The Saturn 1 that went to the moon is there. Like all of it. And when you see it in this room, and if you were to stand it up, I had no idea that it is the size of a skyscraper.
It's huge.
It is huge. I had no idea that that's what we send out into space. The ship that breaks off into pieces as it goes, right?
Yeah.
That ship is probably 5 to 6 stories tall. I mean, it's unbelievable, and it's probably 3 times the width of a regular airplane.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 times.
Yeah. And they have it in a building. Like
it's laid out in a building, broken into all 4 pieces. The famous photograph that we all know of the pod that brings our astronauts back to Earth and lands in the water. That famous photograph of that pod. They have that actual pod. And
it was cool. They actually had several pods that you could get in and sit in and mess with controllers all above you. It was really trippy.
Keep talking.
And I was surprised you fit it. No, I was just so impressed with this museum, and I was like, why is it in the middle of Huntsville? It's an amazing museum.
It is an amazing museum, and there's some history behind that. That was actually an army base where some of the Nazi scientists were helping us. And they ended up donating that area back to the city. Then because they were already doing programs there, basically turned it into a space and rocket museum.
Yeah.
Now, what's really cool, now this is really funny. Couple things. Number one, this is the first time that I had some real time to hang out with Eric and Jen's kid, Aiden. What a sharp kid. What a great kid to talk to. I mean, every once in a while, you meet a 17, 18-year-old and you go, I can't even talk to this kid.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing to say to this kid. Their kid, very intelligent, very smart, very easy to talk to. Well, he had gotten accepted to go out there for space camp, and they were basically like, he wasn't old enough.
Yeah.
So they said no, and then because I was going there, they were like, you know what, here's an opportunity to at least take him to see
this museum. Yeah.
But they have space camp there. I don't know what it entails, but it is like a whole building. They have these really futuristic bunkhouses.
They have their own cafeteria for the space camp kids, like a huge building. I think sponsored by Boeing, dedicated to space camp. Like
it was really worth seeing.
Yes.
And I'm glad I got to. I was in the. I don't want to offend, but
what?
Some of the nerds.
Rick's already chuckling. When Steve says, "I don't want to offend,"
there wasn't a normal person working there. They were all super nerdy, and like, I mean, so listen, we're and they would work like these. They have like all these VR experiences, right? They have those things that you sit in, and then they move, and they're like,
feel like you're in space.
Yeah.
The one I did, you felt like you were actually landing on and exploring the moon. It was cool.
But oh my gosh, dude, like the amount of explanation that would go into like us riding one ride. Well, okay, so this ride is going to be, you're going to experience upside down at times. You're also going to be moving to the left, to the right. We really suggest that you do not reach, and we're going to hold on to the bars the whole time. And you're just like, dude, it's not that hard of a ride. Like, let me on the fucking ride.
The one I did with Delilah barely even moved. You just kind of up and hold down.
And you're going to have to be careful. And do not reach and touch the other person. We've had that happen before. Now, there is an emergency switch. Now, you're not going to want the emergency switch. If you at any time, if you're feeling maybe nauseous or at any time you feel like you do not want to be on the ride, there's a couple of hand signals, okay? This one means let's go ahead and stop, okay? You can also do this one. This one is the technical make it stop. Now, the reason that we don't want you to press the emergency, because if you're upside down, well, you're going to stay upside down. So go ahead and just give us the signal. And I'm just like, can I fucking ride the ride? Please let me ride the fucking ride. Yeah. Well, no, see, because you have to understand. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, let's just fucking ride the ride. But yes, there was a lot of nerds working there.
Yeah.
That I'm sure they nerd out. But it was quite an experience.
You know what I thought was really cool? Not the nerds, but there you could actually talk to a real life rocket scientist.
Yes.
Like they're retired and they walk around in their lab coat and you can
I chatted
stop
one
and
up,
chat with them.
And halfway through it, I didn't realize it was a woman. Like I'm talking to her and I'm just like, oh man, this dude's really smart. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I think it's a girl.
Yeah.
But some of the two of the guys I talked to actually worked on the original space flight to the moon.
That's crazy.
Yep. And they were already old, but they were really interesting.
Yeah.
My big thing was like, wow, man. I mean, we did this before the internet, right? Before cell phones, before satellites.
Yeah.
And they have basically this ring that was the brains of it. It was this giant freaking digital beginnings of a computer.
Uh-huh.
And it was really freaking cool to see how they were able to do it. Anyway,
we had no idea this place was in Huntsville. We wouldn't have known if it wasn't for our friends, and it was totally worth checking out.
Yes. However, the kids this week.
You know, I know you felt like they were really bad. I didn't feel like they were bad. I felt like they were kids. And I struggle between, do we really need to discipline them more and expect them to like live up to this explanation? But like, I didn't think they were that loud. You thought they were really loud. I don't think it's a big deal if kids jump on the hotel bed.
I don't care if they jump on the hotel bed. I don't care if they play pillow fight. I don't care if they roll around on the ground. It was the constant screaming that, and the reason I tell you is because I spend my weekends in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are times that I just want to rest, and the people next to me have kids, and they're just losing their minds, and you're like, oh my God. And the screeching of the kids, you can't sleep as a neighbor.
Yeah.
I was trying to be courteous to our neighbors.
Our hotel neighbors.
And I'm like, guys, keep it down. And then they would lose their shit again. And then, guys, please watch your voices. And then Delilah screaming. And then, guys, watch your, and then Garrett,
Yeah, Delilah doesn't know volume control, but actually neither does Garrett.
And I'm like, well, your whole family. That side of the family, Renee's side of the family, they are loud talkers. They are like, they have no shame. We'll be in a restaurant and they're like, I had an itch on my balls. And you're just like, dude, Daddy Raymond, can we not freaking talk about this? Can we lower our voices? But it's interesting because I feel like some trips, the kids are like amazing.
I felt like this, if I'm being honest, I felt like this trip you were a little hard on them. But I also felt bad for you because in the morning, I get it. You're working nights. We're at the museum all day. Like you need to be able to sleep in a little bit. And so I gave them both. I had their tablets charged. I gave them both their headphones and their tablets so they could watch quietly. And even then, Delilah giggles loud, or Delilah wants to sing the song on the show that she's watching and it's really loud. So I was trying to shower and get us dressed in the dark so we're not turning on the lights because we're all sharing one room. And she and I went down to breakfast early. Like I was really trying and making an effort. No, I know you were. But I also acknowledge it was still impossible for you to sleep in. And so sometimes I just feel like we're being a little unrealistic. We make a lot of great memories traveling as a family, but there's also some things that it just feels like I'm not gonna win that one. We're not gonna win.
I mean, and to be honest with you, like I don't, that's part of the give and the take, right? Yeah. Hey Timmy, will you tell him that to communicate with you to come get the deal? No, and it is a give and a take, and I know that if we're going to go on the road together as a family, that it is going to be a bigger sacrifice for me, and it is going to be hard, right? Yeah. So I deal with that, but there's also something going on. It's like a magic age for both of them.
Yeah.
Delilah's becoming more independent. Delilah's becoming having more of a personality.
Yeah.
Delilah is just for her brain's waking up and she's really understanding what's going on now and really wants to be involved. And her relationship with Garrett has grown to where they're actually playing together.
Yeah.
Which is special.
Yeah.
But then Garrett is kind of going through this, I'm not a little kid anymore I'm a big boy. I'm Mr.
Yeah.
This is the first year that I think Garrett has been like, you're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me. Garrett at last year, was not embarrassed by me. Every morning when I drop him off, because I do morning drop-offs when I'm home. Every morning when I drop him off, I go, good attitude, positive energy, and I do it loud, right? And I go, have a great day, be a leader, and I try to say as many things as I can say
before they shut the door.
And he's now at the point where he's like, Dad, can you not do that? So I think that we're also at an age where Garrett's going from, I don't know what the adolescent to kind of a bigger
prepubescent. Is that what they
I don't
call
know
it?
that
Is that the official term?
And Delilah's leaving infant and going into
she's almost out of toddlerhood.
Yeah, so I just think that right now for both of them, there's a little bit of a change of the personality and the guard, right? And then I think you go through it again. Because how old are your kids now, Rick?
12, 14, and 16, or somewhere around there. 15.
But yeah, right? I mean, you're dealing with that like teenage bullshit, right?
3.
That's a great way of saying it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have 3 teenagers at once.
But it's there's
hard.
There's different stages, and I think that we are in the beginning phase of a stage for Delilah and a stage for Garrett.
Do your kids like you, Rick?
Yes. Though our oldest, we see about 4 minutes a day. He's upstairs playing video games all day long. And the problem is, as long as he gets good grades, we kind of let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And so he chooses video games.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm with you. I mean, if they're doing what they're supposed to do, then they should also get to enjoy the things that they enjoy. But all teenagers right now, it's video games, right? Yeah. They love it.
Or social media. I guess
right.
I'd rather my kid be on video games than social media for sure.
But the shows were great. The shows were fun. One of my favorite stories, this couple came up to me and they were actually going to participate in Helicopters for Heroes. It didn't work out. But he came up to me and he goes, man, my wife, this is the closest you've come to us, which was 5 hours drive.
Wow. Yeah.
He goes, we have this big old motorhome. We don't mind. He's like, we're always, grabbing the motorhome and cruising away. Right. So he was like, man, he goes, your act, your performance really came close to home. He said, we got in the motorhome, we packed up, we got everything. I told my wife, do you have everything? Do you have everything? And she's like, yes, I have everything.
I feel like I already know where this is going.
2 hours into their 5-hour drive, she doesn't have her cell phone and she doesn't have her ID. And he was like, dude, like you said on stage, trying to be a good husband, trying not to lose my shit. He's like, I turned around and took her back.
I could have gone without the cell phone because I'm with you, right?
But the ID, they were afraid that if
you don't know if you're going to show up at a club, that's going to be strict or not.
So, but he was like, dude, he's like, you hit home in this act for us so great, right?
Yeah.
He goes, because he's like, God, younger me would have lost his shit. Younger me would have been so pissed off. He goes, I was still pissed.
So they drove back on what you needed and still came to the show.
So 2 hours into the drive, 2 hours back, then 5 hours back.
I mean, the fact that they even made it to the show on time.
And of course, he's a dude. So he's like, not to mention, he's like, I get 9 miles to the gallon. So it was $100 trip to go back and pick her shit up. But as for
I'm glad they still laughed and had a good time. I hope he thought it was worth it.
He did, and they really enjoyed the show. And I just love when we relate on such a level, because now
I thought you said when we were late. I was like,
no,
when
we relate on a level where other people go, oh my gosh, Steve, I'm in the same place. It's like when you go to church.
Don't lose my shit on my wife.
Yeah. But like when you go to church and you're going through something, and then the sermon seems to be directed towards you.
You saw that?
Right. Yeah. So it was just funny that they brought that up. And then the club was nice. The club was great. You know, numbers were good. They weren't great.
Yeah.
Really excited about Raleigh. We're all going as a family because I want to say it's President's Day. Right?
Is it MLK on Monday?
No.
Yeah, isn't MLK
Presidents.
in February? What month? I don't remember. What month are we in? Let's
February.
see. What holiday? It's President's Day. You're right. You're right, Steve Trevino. I said it. You're correct.
It's Grandpa Joe's birthday coming up too.
Oh, that's right.
I forget what it is. I think it's on President's Day, and it's Valentine's Day weekend.
Yes.
What should I get you for Valentine's? We laughed about this the other day.
Okay.
Rick, listen to this shit.
I know when this episode airs, it will actually be Valentine's Day. This is the Valentine's Day episode.
Tell the story. Oh, this is the Valentine's Day episode.
So I bought you a gift, and I think I ordered it. It will actually get here on Friday while we're on the road, but I think you're really, really going to like it. But if you don't like it, that's okay, because I know I really like it. So I
told her, I go, can we just call that your gift so that I don't have to buy anything?
Well, no, because if you really like it and it is a hit, like I hope it's going to be.
Can I look on Amazon?
I still want a Valentine's present for the
I'll just look at
record.
orders on Amazon.
No, I didn't get it on Amazon. You're not going to know.
Well, we do have a hard time buying each other shit because we share an Amazon account.
There's a setting that you can make like some of your purchases private so your partner can't see, but I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't looked into it yet.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit, you haven't figured it out. Timmy's laughing, Brian's laughing, Rick's laughing.
I haven't used it, but someone told me there is a way because a lot of families share an account. So there's a way. Now my brain just went to a dirty place, actually.
I think you just ratted yourself out.
No, I haven't used it yet.
Bullshit. I'm going to find it.
I haven't used it yet. Anyway, but I think you're going to love your Valentine's present, so still get me something. That's the point of this story. Happy Valentine's Day.
Well, I don't even know what to get you. Like, I haven't got you anything yet because I don't know what to get you. And you know.
Jewelry works. Jewelry
but fuck you, dude, because
you don't know, just go to jewelry.
No, look, we've already been through this. And it's and I would love to hear people's opinions on this. This is one that I really want to know. It sucks for me because never once have I bought you a gift without telling you about it and you liked it. Never once. Never once.
I feel bad. This is the Valentine's Day episode. I don't want to start a fight. Can we change the subject?
No,
Please.
we're not starting. We're having a real conversation.
Please.
Dude, there's nothing more sad for me. And by the way,
I feel bad for you too.
I give her something and she looks at it and here's her face. Let me do the face right into that camera. She'll go. And I'm like, you don't like it? Well, do you have the receipt? So never once have I been able to get her a gift and surprise her and she likes it. So we have gotten to the point, even for Christmas, I was trying to buy her jewelry because that's what you wanted. Trying to buy her jewelry. And literally the person behind the counter goes, you better call Captain Evil and tell her to come here. So I couldn't even buy. And then, by the way,
that was her way of politely saying you're picking out really ugly shit that I don't think your wife is going to like. That's basically what that was.
I go, here are the 4 things I think that I was going to buy you. And Renae was like,
Okay, like, in my defense, you picked out all silver. I don't wear silver. I wear gold.
So what I'm asking people is, do I continue to try to surprise her, or do we do what we do now where I go, tell me what the fuck you want, I will buy it, and we're done. But just so you know, I do want to buy you a gift for Valentine's.
Yes.
But I also am at a point where I didn't buy you a gift for Valentine's Day yet because there's nothing I can buy you that you'll like.
Well, I gave you two of our friends who also happen to be neighbors in our house that make trips often to the jewelry store for their wives. I said, why don't you go together? I think maybe you just need a little bit of help.
Renae, there has never. I have bought her jewelry that she won't even wear. She hasn't even worn it. Ever.
Some people have good taste and some people don't.
That is a matter of opinion.
I don't know. I mean, I think if we did a poll and we were like, Who has better taste?
Rick, have
Steve
you... Hold on.
or next door neighbor? I think people would vote for next door neighbor.
Rick.
I don't know
Are
how
you-
to have this conversation without it ending in a fight.
I don't want to... I don't care. Like, I get it. However, I want you...
You wear a tank top every day, babe.
Not today. I want you to understand.
I feel bad
that-
that you don't
that-
have good taste.
Well, I married you. What I'm saying is that you need to be okay with me not buying you gifts.
Okay.
Because number one, I don't know what there's nothing you need,
No, there's nothing I need.
nothing you need,
There's nothing I need.
right? I don't ever
No.
tell you no when you want to buy something.
Yeah, but I also
So-
don't go buy big things like that.
Renae, we freaking got to a casino and you saw these earrings. You're like, can I have those? I'm like, yeah, get them. And then I checked the credit
But
card
I
bill
do
and I'm
it
like,
with you.
holy shit.
But I do it with you.
But what I'm saying is that was for no reason. There was no Valentine's. There wasn't
No,
Mother's
I
Day.
think it was around
wasn't
Valentine's
no,
Day.
stop.
Yes, it
It was
was.
for no reason.
It
You
was
wanted-
Chinese New Year. I remember the casino
yeah,
was
some
decorated
bullshit.
for Chinese New
My
Year.
point is that what I'm saying is that you don't go without. And if you want
don't.
something,
I don't go
if you
without.
want something, you get it. So what I'm saying is that if I can't, if you understand that I'm not buying you a Valentine's Day gift right now because number one, I don't tell you no. Number two, you have everything you could ever ask for.
Yeah.
And number three, you're a pain in my fucking ass when it comes to the things you like. So I think that I should get a pass on Valentine's because I'll take you to the jewelry store if you want. You can buy something. I'm happy to do that. Or you can go on your own and buy it and go, look what you bought me. I'm fucking okay with that too. So can I get to Rick on his opinion?
Yeah.
Rick, have you ever bought Gigi something that she actually fucking likes?
Yeah, all the time. I got good taste. Now, I will say she's not here to defend herself, so
She
maybe
what?
I don't. She's not here to say differently, so I
Oh.
can say whatever I want. Yeah, great taste.
I feel bad that I am particular. I acknowledge that.
Do you feel bad?
And I
Do
feel
you?
bad that you
Do
don't
you?
feel confident enough
Do
to go
you?
pick out
Do
a
you
gift
feel
for
bad?
me, or that I have made you feel.
No,
that
when you
way.
feel bad and I bring you something, you go, "Oh my God, thank you. Here's a hug, here's a kiss. I love you. I appreciate it. Is there any way
I can return
that we
it."
can go back together? That we can go back together and pick out something that I really, really like.
I do tell you I love you and thank you for
Okay,
being
stop.
sweet and
Stop.
trying to surprise
Renae,
me.
She loves to lie to you people. That's what it's a fucking lie. No, there is no thank yous that we. It's just this again. Look at my face. Look, I want you to get my face on here, Rick, on this camera. Okay, pretend to give me something.
Punch in, Rick.
Pretend to give me something. Pretend to give me something. I'm you.
Pretend
You're
to
me.
give you
Yeah,
something.
okay.
Here, I got you that.
Oh my God! Thank you. No, I like it. That is not
I'm not that bad.
Renae.
I'm not that
Now you're getting
bad.
embarrassed. Now that she said I'm not that bad 3 times, that is a sign right there that she knows that she's fucking bad.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't even say
Now
myself
here's my
today.
question, Rick.
Oh,
Is Gigi just really sweet and she pretends to like the shit that you
he
give
doesn't
her?
know. How could he know?
How great does that feel? That's what I want to know.
Oh,
I'll say this: I got her a bread machine once, and she let me know that was the worst gift of all time. So
a bread
she
machine.
definitely will tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't buy me.
So
a bread
what's
machine.
your record on buying gifts and her liking? 60-40, 70-30?
80-20.
Yeah. I'm 100-100. I'm 100% fucked up that she doesn't like it. So all I'm saying is that I have not bought you a gift for Valentine's Day, and I'm not sorry.
I'm okay
Like
with that.
we've been married long enough that I'm not sorry that I got you. I used to be sorry. I used to be like, God, I feel bad that I haven't got her anything, but I'm fucking scared to buy her something. She's not gonna like it anyway. Now I'm like,
No,
hey,
you know I love flowers, and someone else picks and designs the flowers, and they show up and they're beautiful.
there has been times that I have bought flowers and she's like, I don't like roses, and I'm like,
No, I didn't say I don't like roses. I didn't say that. Roses are a pretty flower. I like flowers.
People all the time are like, God, your wife's so pretty. Yeah, she is pretty, but this is what you have to deal with when they're pretty. It's a pain in the fucking ass. I should have married a chubby 6.
I love
With a
that
good
joke.
personality.
Oh my God. The first
Yes.
time you said that joke, I think I spit my drink out. I love that joke.
I like
so
the way
much.
you're trying to change the subject.
I'm not. I really genuinely love that joke.
I just want to know.
I think it might have been the first joke you said when I heard it.
I
It,
want to
like,
know
caught me
from
by
the people
surprise.
that are watching in the comments, am I out of line for saying that I haven't bought her a Valentine's gift and I'm happy that I haven't?
I don't know. I get it. I don't think you're out of line. I don't think you're out of line. But it,
But
it
you-
can
what
still
I'm
be.
saying
It doesn't even have to be a gift,
you
right?
shouldn't get upset
But
with
is
me.
there still a sweet gesture?
Huh? I give sweet gesture every day.
I like chocolates. You could buy me a box of chocolate.
I told you how beautiful you are today. I do that every day. Sweet gestures every day. Nice earrings, nice rings on your hands. I like your outfit. Let's go look at your purse collection. Yeah, I'm very sweet and kind. All I'm asking for is a lot, and I don't want any gifts, but I love you. Thank you. Hold my hand. Here's a hug.
No,
Those are
don't
things
say
I
hold my
ask.
hand. I hate it when you say that because anytime I hold your hand, you're like, okay. That's
No, grab that. Give it a caress.
I've had enough, and you're like,
Let me
stop.
know. Let
No,
me know.
When
Let
I
me
do,
know.
you're like,
Let me know.
stop, get off me.
No,
What
I'm
is
talking
this?
about like an acknowledgement of physical touch. What do they call it? Skin to skin contact.
I'll give you skin to skin contact for Valentine's Day. How about that?
Oh, for Valentine's Day. See, women weaponize sex. Let's get into that.
No!
Women, we're gonna
be
well,
sharing
if-
a hotel
if
room
you
with
were
our kids. We're
Nice
not
to
having
me,
sex on
if you were
Valentine's Day.
nice to me, maybe I'd have sex with you. Oh, I understand what's happening here. If I have to be nice to you to receive sex. Okay, I see what's going on here.
Why should you not just be nice?
Because I'm nice.
I
all
don't
the time.
understand that statement.
Well, maybe if you took me somewhere.
Who wants to have
nice.
sex
Oh,
with
I
an
don't-
asshole?
Huh? No, I will. I do. I don't care if you're an asshole. I still want to have sex. I don't care. Be a dick. I don't care. Be
Happy
an asshole.
Valentine's Day.
Look, all I'm saying is that in the past, I have tried very, very hard to surprise you and to bring you nice things.
Okay.
I am a 100% failure when it comes to finding things on my own that you like. So
Yeah.
because I'm a 100% failure on finding things that you like, you need to be okay with the fact that I have not bought you a Valentine's gift.
I am.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
And be nice to me.
That's why I bought you something that we'll both like.
Rick's typing something. I can hear it. I don't know what it is.
I'm typing the description of this episode. It's Valentine's Day. What's the over-under that Stephen Captain Evil make it through this without fighting?
We're not fighting, though. We're not fighting. I'm merely putting it out there to the people to find out.
to fight our fight for us, please.
No, I think, in my opinion, because there's nothing I can buy you that you like,
Yeah.
that I should not get in trouble because I have not bought you a Valentine's.
No, who said you're in trouble?
I'm just saying. Just
You're
for
not
the
in
record,
trouble. For the record, I just kind of know you're not going to get me a gift. I'm okay with it.
And what,
I'm just
what
teasing
have I
you.
said
I'm
to
just
you?
teasing you on this one because I
What
think
have
you're
I
really
s-
going to like this gift. But if you don't, I really
What
won't.
have I said to you in the past about Valentine's Day, about birthdays?
Oh, we've talked about this all the time. I mean, especially as a comedian, since the beginning of our relationship, you have typically always worked on big holidays. Valentine's Day is a big weekend for comedy date night. So we, for a
I
lot
have
of our
always
relationship,
said-
haven't spent it together or even like celebrated
I
it.
have always said, do you want me to treat you special on Valentine's Day, or do you want me to treat you special all of the time?
Why is Rick laughing so hard
Yeah.
at that?
One or the other?
Yes, one or the other. Why do I? No, what I'm saying is, why do I have to go and take her to a nice dinner and buy her flowers because it's Valentine's Day when I take her to nice dinners all the time? I buy her flowers all the time. I buy her gifts all the time. I never say no all the time. So why can't Valentine's Day just be another day?
It is in our
You know-
relationship, actually.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Does that make
it
sense,
is.
Rick?
Sure.
Don't be sure in me, motherfucker.
No, it makes sense.
I mean, I'm generous and kind all the time, not just on Valentine's Day.
Yes,
Now,
that's true.
I do think that there are some people that and I might get in trouble for saying this, that are that both have very difficult jobs. They're both raising kids. They do not get to go on a regular basis to nice lunches or nice dinners together.
Yeah.
Right? They don't get to go to places as often as we do.
Right.
So Valentine's Day is a good reminder to put the brakes on and say, hey, I'm going to take this opportunity because it's Valentine's Day to let my spouse know that I love him or her.
Yeah, put a little spark back in.
Yeah, so I understand that. For us, we have the opportunity
We're spark plugs every week when we sit around this table.
Well, no, but we live a very blessed life, and we do get to go to dinner all the time, and we do get to go to fun places all the time. So, Valentine's Day for us isn't as special. But I do understand that some people, especially people who work 9 to 5s, and they're a dual income home, and have kids, I can understand how, hey, here's a small gesture on Valentine's Day. Here are those earrings I wanted to get you, and I've been working so hard for. I buy earrings, or you buy earrings whenever you want. Here's that, whatever.
Yeah.
Or hey, I'd like to take you to dinner tonight.
You say it like you buy it whenever you want. Like I don't though. I do it with. Do I have it? Do I want? Do I need? No, but I don't.
My wedding ring.
Because you have yours shoved in a drawer.
Let's see your fingers.
Stop.
Let's see your earrings.
Stop.
Just saying that you're very blessed.
And I am very blessed. Yes. And they will all go to Delilah Ray, assuming I don't lose anymore.
Assuming I don't lose anymore. That's why I'm buying you more now, because it's just for Delilah. Like, I'm just like, oh, yeah. Delilah's like, are those mine? I'm like, shh, yes. When mom croaks, they're all yours.
Oh, my God, no, you know what? We had friends over for the Super Bowl this past week. And you know what? One of our friends said their kids asked him, so when do we get the house? And she's like, when we die, you little shit. That's when you get the house.
Who asked that?
I'm not going to say, yeah, a friend of ours, their kids.
We had an impromptu Super Bowl party because I didn't really care about either one of the teams, and it wasn't a party. It was just kind of, hey,
Why
guys.
Why did the Super Bowl not seem exciting this year?
I'm losing interest. I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't know. I used to really want to watch the Super Bowl, and I'd be like, oh man, we're gonna watch the Super Bowl. I've kind of lost interest, and it was an excuse to get together and
hang out. We were home.
Cousin Felix is a die hard Chiefs fan.
That was probably a brutal game for him to have to sit through,
but it was. I mean, I get it. Like, if it's your team, how you could be a little more excited about it. But I don't know. The commercials were okay.
Oh my God! Last year, the Dunkin' Donuts commercial was like my favorite. This year, it was so wordy. I was like, "What was that?"
My favorite commercial was the Matt Damon commercial. That gave me a chuckle.
I don't think I saw that one. I didn't see the second half. I only saw the first.
The halftime show. The halftime show, I thought the production was really cool. I always love when they like synchronize like things and you can see it from far.
Yes, when they play around with the camera angles and
maybe I'm an old
dancers.
Guy. I didn't understand a word.
It just seemed like one long song. Like they were all the same.
I don't. What's his name? Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
To me, and I don't know Kendrick Lamar. I know of him. I've heard his name. So clearly, obviously, he's famous.
Yeah.
I don't know. When you think about Super Bowl shows, I think of iconic people. Michael Jackson did it.
Yeah.
Prince did it. Kiss did it.
Yeah.
Right?
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith did it. And for me, like the past couple of years, it seems like they've kind of steered away from that.
Yeah.
They did that a couple of years ago. They had like all of them. It was like 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Right? To see all these guys on stage together. This Kendrick Lamar one, I was like, I don't really know. It
just felt like all the same, and I couldn't believe he didn't have any, I kept waiting for a surprise special guest. And I didn't even expect it to be Taylor Swift, but I just thought surely he's going to bring up someone else. I don't know. I didn't feel like he was entertaining enough to carry.
I didn't get it. I mean, I like the choreographed.
Oh,
stuff
the red, white, and blue flag with
red,
the
white, and blue and the
dancers.
dancers.
Yeah, and I'm with you. The angles were cool.
I didn't quite understand what the fuck Samuel L. Jackson was doing.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool that he was being Uncle Sam, but I'm like,
Yeah.
what is it? What is it? What purpose is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, clearly it was very Americana with the red, white, and blue.
Which I love,
And the Uncle Sam. But I also just, that connection or that through line was not.
and of course, because it being a blowout, the game being a blowout.
Yeah.
My goal is always just to watch a good game. If it's a good game, I want to see it, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't even a good game. That's what sucked. It wasn't even an exciting game. It wasn't like, back and forth. Oh, they could win. They can't win.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm glad it brought a bunch of people to New Orleans, some money into New Orleans.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see more iconic, I guess.
Oh, I was like, bring back J-Lo and Shakira. Like, they
I
killed
don't
it. I didn't know,
know.
but I was like, I want scantily clad women in a stripper pole. And like,
I
the
thought
show
the-
was so much more entertaining.
I thought the J-Lo and Shakira collaboration was really cool.
Yeah.
I just don't think maybe Kendrick could. I think it should have been Kendrick with somebody else, featuring somebody else, and I think together they could have given it that power. Kendrick alone.
I will say, when we were watching, I looked around. I don't know if you noticed this, but our friends who had middle schoolers here at the house, the middle schoolers,
All the kids were
all about
the
it.
12, 13-year-olds knew words to the song.
I don't know what it
was
is,
like,
but middle schoolers love Kendrick Lamar.
apparently, yeah. And then maybe we're too old.
No.
Maybe we
No.
just don't get it.
Yeah.
Right. I do also want to address one of the comments about Beyonce.
What was the comment about Beyonce?
Well, somebody got into a thing about, country music was first black people music, right?
Oh, our last podcast?
First of all, the Mexican was the first cowboy,
the vaquero?
along with black people, right? Mexicans have been singing rancheras, which is basically Spanish country songs, way before all of them. So we don't need to play that game.
It wasn't about race.
It wasn't about race. It wasn't about the fact that she was black.
Yeah.
I could care less.
I love me some Darius Rucker, and he is country.
Right. And Charlie Pride and all I'm saying is if Eminem decided to put out a country album this year and then he wins country album of the year, I'd still be saying the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It has nothing to do with race.
Yeah.
Right? And I am very frustrated and I hope that we move to a place in this country that race is not a topic.
Oh, I think it's always going to be a topic. I don't think that's realistic, but
it's
what
frustrating
leads the
that it seems like it's always a thing,
Yeah.
And to me, we're all Americans, right? We love this country, all of us.
Yeah.
The Black American has contributed to this country in so many ways, right? So many ways that I don't know that this could be this country without their influence.
Yeah.
The Germans, the Mexicans, the Irish, all these things that were brought to America is very American.
Yeah.
I live here in New Braunfels. My police officer friend passed away. I went to the funeral. They did the bagpipes, right? And that to me just felt like America,
Yeah.
right? Americana. You see it on TV. You see it in movies. It's just America. Rap music and hip hop is just a part of our culture.
Yeah.
The chips and queso, all the things that the Mexicans brought, all the things that the Germans brought. We're all one big fucking melting pot, and that in itself is American.
Yeah.
It's just American.
Yeah.
And the fact that Beyonce was black or not had nothing to do with my opinion on it. My opinion solely came from the fact that you have all these other artists who have dedicated their lives to this genre and who have worked their asses off,
Yeah.
right, to be in that genre. And then here comes an outsider, first time album ever, bang, boom, she she now has country artist,
Right.
country album of the year. Like I said, it could have been Eminem.
Right. If someone from
Right.
any other genre had come and because they thought it was cool to make a country album, because now that Yellowstone's out, dressing country is cool and country music
Oh,
is
it's the new
cool,
fad
like,
now. Yeah, country, cowboy boots, and it's all the new. That's what's trending, and that's cool, and that's great, and I'm glad that she came and did some country music. I think that's fucking fantastic.
Right.
I think it's awesome. I think it's really freaking cool. Again, going back to uniquely American.
Right.
Right? That's uniquely American of her to say, I also like country music. And I also want to do country music. That's freaking awesome. All I was saying is that
And welcome.
And
Like an
welcome,
artist should be
100%.
able to cross genres.
all day. Post Malone's doing it. Jelly Donuts is doing it.
Jelly donuts.
Or whatever he is. I love the mixing. I love the idea that that all of these musics and genres have come together, and everybody should be able to do that,
Yeah.
right? White people should be able to rap, and black people should be able to do country, and because it's American.
Yeah.
You
I think
know?
the thing was there was just something that felt inauthentic about it. It felt like it was a trend, a fad.
And
almost sort of a PR stunt,
I don't know
for
if
her
it's
to.
true, but I've seen it circulating around social media, so it must be true. That Jay-Z did a huge campaign and spent millions and millions and millions of dollars for her to win this. Is from what
Yeah.
I don't know, Rick. You can check if it's true or not, but that is what is circulating. I mean, look, we had I forget the name of the artist. There's been a lot of country artists who have collaborated and added hip hop or rap to their songs.
Yeah. Pitbull has done a country collab. Yeah.
Pitbull brought, and I love it. Pitbull brought working 9 to 5, and used that as a hook for one of his songs. I thought that was fantastic. I thought it was great. But me as a Mexican American, I bring things to this culture in America.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I would really like for us to all look at each other as uniquely members of the United States of America.
Yeah.
Right? I am of Mexican heritage. I'm very proud of my Mexican heritage. But when I go to Mexico, they go, "What are you?" Right? I don't go, "Well, I'm Mexican American." Then to them, that would mean that I have dual citizenship.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, "Well, no, you don't have dual. You're American. You're from the United States of America." They're not going to go, "Oh, you're Mexican American. You are from the United States of America."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I would like to get back to a place where, I mean, look at the 70s, and everybody made fun of each other because we all had something in common. And what we had in common was we all love this country and we're all here and we're all guests. We're all guests that got together to make this country great.
Yeah.
Everybody, the English, the Irish, the Chinese, we all came here, we brought something to the table, and it turned into this great big melting pot.
Yeah.
And we are now members of the United States of America.
Yeah.
Right? If there is a draft to go to war, right, Garrett's not getting drafted from Mexico.
Yeah.
He's getting drafted from here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, any questions, Rick?
Jeez, Pete's. How are you gonna ask that? I was gonna ask you. The Super Bowl. Did you have any money or anything on it?
Oh,
Oh, I
Rick,
thought
why
you were
gotta
going to
get me
ask
in
him what
trouble,
he's getting
bro?
me for Valentine's Day. I
well-
thought that's what you were going to ask him. No, he had so many bets in so many different places, Rick. He can't even keep up with them. I caught him talking to one of my friends saying, "You didn't give me my numbers. I bought squares." And she's like, "No, you didn't."
My big niece was a straight up bet on the Eagles. I was very concerned. because it seems like this season that the refs worked very hard to keep the Chiefs in the games and to the Super Bowl. So on paper, clearly the Eagles were the better team.
Yeah.
So I bet on that, hoping that the refs would not get involved, and it worked out. So I made some monies on betting on the Eagles. I have about 14 numbers with my dad because Grandpa Joe's like, hey, we bought another number. We're going halves. I'm like, okay. So who knows? And it's interesting because I always owe him when we lose, and sometimes I don't owe him. And I'm like, oh, what's going on, right? And he'll go, I'll just hold on to this. That way I can buy more numbers. And so who knows? But Rick, did you have any money on it?
I did not. I don't bet like that.
That's a big country.
Did you care about the game?
Yeah. Just because I'm a football fan, but I mean, there was no good storylines or anything. The three-peat, I felt there was no way KC was going to win that game.
The only thing interesting to me about the Super Bowl was Lady Gaga opening up the show. She gave me chills.
I didn't see it. That was
it. That was the only part of the Super Bowl I really enjoyed.
I was frying fish with our neighbor Jeff.
Yeah.
While you were enjoying the Super Bowl. What was I going to say? No, did you you being a Lions fan, did you feel like the refs were kind of helping out the Chiefs?
Yeah, but I think so, only because I have eyeballs and can see. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the ratings for every Chief game were so much higher than all the other games because of the Taylor Swift thing. So
and then they booed her when they showed her.
Well, because they were in they were, in New Orleans, and there was a bunch of Eagles fans there, and they were like, "Boo that bitch," because the only reason they're here is because of her. I think it was, and unfortunately, like the NBA, I am losing interest. I don't know about you, Rick. I know you love football, but man, I don't watch football that much anymore.
Yeah.
And then with the NCAA going the way it's going, I'm like, I just don't get that excited about watching football anymore.
Yeah.
I start leaning towards hockey. To me, hockey's the last real
rogue.
sport. Yeah, because there's not that much money in it, so there's nothing to fight over.
Yeah.
But I think hockey, man, those guys go at it. The refs leave them alone.
Yeah.
There's a few rules just so they don't die, and these guys go at it and they play.
Yeah.
So I find myself watching more hockey than I used to watch NBA all the time. Don't watch any of it at all. I'm at the point where I don't watch any NBA, not even the playoffs. Football, I catch a few games here and there if I'm betting on them. Hockey, I want to watch. Baseball, I want to watch. And that's about it.
But we like going to basketball games.
Those are going live.
Fast.
Yeah, going live.
Yeah.
It's fun. But who knows? Please comment. Please let me know if I am in the right for not buying Renae a Valentine's gift.
I hope they find something else to rip you in the comments for.
Yeah. There's some Team Steves in there. There's some Team Steves.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Give them our sponsors, honey.
Our sponsors, Aztec Chevy or
Coastal Bend Auto Group.
Yes, Coastal Bend Auto Group. We almost put your Aztec Chevy Yeti cup for you to drink out of, and we were like, we need a Coastal Bend Auto Group cup now.
And then, of course, Old Salt Coffee, delicious, Trevino 10. Pick Cherries, blowing up. Get on it before everybody else does. Rao Western Wear. And my mom, Miss Dora. We haven't given Miss Dora a shout out in a while.
I don't think she's selling anything at the moment.
And we finally got your parents to retire.
Yes.
They're still in this limbo of like, we still want to go back and forth. So I hope they're watching. We want you here. And on that, we're good, man. So, Rick, love you, buddy. I love hearing that you're feeling better. Always makes me bummed out when you're not feeling well. Renae, you look beautiful as always.
Thank you.
As always. And hopefully people will see my way. Later, guys.